Hey guys, Steinixos here. So lately I've been thinking about Marineford, specifically when Sengoku said that Whitebeard has the power to destroy the world. Now it seems like a lot of people think he was just exaggerating, especially because we haven't actually seen Whitebeard destroy a planet. But this line of thinking is obviously pretty silly for many reasons. Like for one, not every anime takes place across multiple livable planets like Dragon Ball Z. It's simply the case that most anime actually have their characters mainly confined to a single planet. So of course, in these anime, even if a character could potentially destroy the planet, they obviously are not going to destroy the one planet that they can comfortably live on. I mean, for example, take a character like Fujitora, who we know if he wanted to, could effortlessly sink an island. But even though we know this is the case, Fujitora has never actually been shown to do so. And that is because going around needlessly destroying islands would grant absolutely no benefit to him, and it would only endanger his companions and the people he's sworn to protect. So let us keep context and common sense in mind as we consider the top 7 devil fruits that, if mastered, could potentially destroy a planet. So let's start with the most obvious devil fruit, the Quake Fruit. Now, I'm no seismologist, and I'm assuming you aren't either, but I think we all intuitively understand just how destructive earthquakes can be, and it's already well established that a single magnitude 20 earthquake could destroy our planet. The problem is, for a planet of our Earth's size, a magnitude 20 earthquake is impossible through the usual mechanism. You see, earthquakes usually occur when tectonic plates rub against each other, causing a break in the Earth's crust called a fault line, and this fault line is where earthquakes usually occur. And to create a magnitude 20 earthquake through this mechanism, you'd need a fault line that's way greater than the Earth's circumference. Simply put, there isn't enough Earth to create such a big earthquake through this mechanism. However, this is anime, so we aren't as restricted. You see, even if the Quake Fruit worked via fault lines, it's not just restricted to the Earth's crust like tectonic plates. A user of the Quake Fruit can create multiple fault lines, even in the sky, in any direction and in multiple directions. Thus, there's enough room for a Quake Fruit user to make fault lines long enough to create a magnitude 20 earth or skyquake. Furthermore, it's not like it's restricted to one earth or skyquake. A couple unyielding magnitude 10s should do the trick. And the Quake Fruit itself seems to be one of those devil fruits that's very powerful even with very little mastery. So for example, we see where a Marineford Blackbeard, on literally his second quake, after getting the Quake Fruit a few minutes prior, was able to replicate Whitebeard's feat of tilting Marineford and all of its surrounding ocean for an unseen distance out of frame, and even resulting in a tsunami reaching all the way back at Sabade Archipelago. And with high-level mastery of this fruit, we see where a prime Whitebeard is also doing this feat of tilting an island and all of its surrounding ocean for an unseen distance out of frame by merely raising his voice. So it's pretty clear that we've never even seen close to the upper limit of what this fruit is able to do, and currently trying to argue that it would be restricted to a certain magnitude makes no sense. So with that understood, I think it's pretty clear to say that it was no exaggeration when Sengoku said that Whitebeard, through the Quake Fruit, has the power to destroy the world. Now, the second devil fruit I think could destroy a planet, arguably way easier than any other devil fruit on this list, is the Zushi no Mi, or the Gravity Devil Fruit. And I actually think this should be the least controversial, because I'm pretty sure that most people, at least one point in their lives, have been kept up at night thinking about what would happen if a gigantic asteroid were to hit the Earth. And it has been demonstrated that Fujitora, while just chilling, can casually summon multiple meters from space. Like this guy is summoning a high-speed meteorite in an instant as a warm-up to the fight, or even just mid-fight while eating ramen. So ending the world is actually pretty simple with this devil fruit, either by raining down multiple smaller meteorites, or by summoning one gigantic high-speed meteorite. And interestingly, a large meteorite can easily produce a magnitude 20 earthquake, and thus that's one of the ways a large meteorite can destroy our planet. And as a matter of fact, given how broken devil fruits are, I wouldn't be surprised that if with enough mastery, a user of the Gravity Devil Fruit could manipulate the gravitational orbits of two planets, causing them to collide. But that I think would be a very high level mastery that isn't really necessary here. Now, the third devil fruit that I think could potentially destroy a planet is the Pika Pika no Mi, or the light devil fruit. And it's actually kind of interesting to me that a lot of people don't consider this, when as a matter of fact, in terms of power, the light devil fruit is actually the most DBZ-like power in One Piece. I mean, think about it. All of Kizaru's attacks are basically just Kamehamehas or dispersed spirit bombs. And yes, ki energy is in principle different from light energy, but the destructive capabilities are comparable. And a Logia like Kizaru seems to have an unquantifiable amount of their elements. So it's not like he needs to ask the people of the One Piece world to give him their energy as Goku did when he was doing a spirit bomb. Like in principle, of his own choosing, he could charge a light beam to be as strong as he wants it to. So any energy based attack in DBZ that can be used to destroy a planet, in principle, a skilled enough light devil fruit user can do the same. And the easiest way to visualize this is to think about Frieza's Earthbreaker attack in Dragon Ball Super. All he did was fire an energy blast into the core of the planet, causing it to explode and thus subsequently resulting in the planet's destruction. Now, I'm not sure of anyone who would argue that the fruit which provides access to endless light energy couldn't easily do the same. And there are a lot of other ways for a Pika Pika no Mi user to destroy a planet, but those are more complex, so we'll cover them in a different video. Now, the next 3 devil fruits on this list don't literally make a planet go boom. What they do is make a planet uninhabitable. So as you could probably guess, these devil fruits are Aokiji's Ice Fruit, Akaina's Magma Fruit, and Magellan's Poison Fruit. Now, as stated before, Logia's and Special Parametheus like Magellan seem to have an endless amount of their element. There has been no indication that a Logia like Aokiji can run out of ice, for example, and it has clearly been shown that at high level mastery, they can easily affect a vast amount of distances in a minuscule amount of time with a negligible effect on their stamina. Aokiji, for example, has been shown to casually freeze 4 days worth of walking distance of sea in a matter of seconds, and he has such control that given knowledge of external factors, he could even choose how long he wanted to keep the sea frozen, which was 7 days in that instance. And it goes even further because he's not limited to just freezing things, because at the higher level, devil fruits like his and Akaino's are so broken that they can even change the climate, not just the weather, but literally the climate. So I think it's pretty clear that if a user who has fully mastered the ice fruit, for example, got up one day and said, this planet isn't cold enough, they could most likely change the climate of the entire planet and freeze it to its core, returning it to an endless ice age. The same is true of a fully mastered magma fruit user. They could basically make a magma planet. And Magellan's poison fruit, if fully mastered, could create a worldwide ecological disaster that would ruin any planet that has organic life. Now, of course, depending on the level of mastery, this wouldn't happen instantaneously. But I do think with high enough mastery, it probably would take a couple of days at most if they were committed to doing it. And for some of you who are thinking, well, why didn't the entire One Piece world freeze or turn to magma when Akaino and Aokiji were fighting each other at Punk Hazard? Now, I mean, there are multiple reasons for this that are pretty clear. Firstly, what happened to Punk Hazard was an unintentional effect of their fight. They were at the middle of the island fighting each other. They weren't intentionally trying to change the island's topography and climate. That was just the unintentional effect of when 2 sentient natural disasters go against each other. And secondly, their elements are opposites and thus were actively and constantly keeping each other in check. So imagine if one of them was just intentionally trying to change the planet without their sentient opposite actively keeping them at bay. I think the result is pretty obvious. Now, the last devil fruit that I think could destroy a planet is the Pa fruit. As a matter of fact, I think that at full mastery, the Pa fruit is the strongest devil fruit in existence. But I won't really spend any time discussing that here, as I already have a video on that topic. So you can check it out if you want to see more. But anyway, those are the top 7 devil fruits that I think at full mastery could destroy a planet. But of course, let me know the ones that I left out in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. But anyway, see you guys next time.